guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking to you about my labour and delivery story and 6-month postpartum update really. I thought I would start these kind of videos with that. 6 months is quite a milestone. It's half a year, can you believe it? I seriously can. Like, I can't believe my little one's going to be 6 months old. That's mental in my head, like it's crazy. But I thought I would give you a wee bit of history about my labour and delivery. I have a blog post about it over on my blog, but I haven't talked to you about it on my channel, so different people, different audiences and all that kind of stuff. The main reason I'm talking about this is because I'm actually one of the vloggers for Channel Mum, and this is just a new thing, and I actually will talk to you about how I got into Channel Mum and how I found it and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to know what happens in the rest of the video, then please keep watching. So I had to sort my hair because it's an absolute riot. Just excuse the hair. I filmed a video earlier and it's been a slouchy kind of cosy kind of day, so I've just not done my hair today. So I thought I'd do a sit down video and explain to you about my labour and delivery story. Everybody's experiences are different. People have amazing births, people have really horrible births, people have natural births, people have water births. Everybody's different, and I'm one of those people that's got their own story to tell, and if it helps somebody out there then that's amazing, and it gives our mums to be that are nervous about giving birth and maybe some insight into how they actually can go. My one advice to any mum that's about to give birth is do not plan it. I didn't plan mine to a T. I had an idea in my head of how to go and it went completely out the window. So don't plan it, that's the only advice I can give you. So yeah, I was induced on, what day was it? The 4th of October 2017. I was 10 days late. I was so prepped for my due date, and it came and went, and so did 10 days. So it was so, like, the worst part was knowing that I wasn't going to labour myself. It was very long and it was very hard, and I just felt like a big lump, you know, like most mums that are overdue can understand. So yeah, I was induced on the night of the 4th. Yes, the night of the 4th, and Eric was born the 5th. I got my pessary at, what time was it? 7 o'clock in the evening. I was in at 8 o'clock that morning, and it was so long. Erica wasn't in the right position to get the induction started. It was all a bit palaver. I had to have scans. It just went on forever. I was hooked up to a monitor, I was stuck in bed all day. It was just horrific. But finally I got my pessary put in at 7 o'clock, and pretty much immediately I started getting cramps. I was cramping the whole night, and by 5 o'clock the next morning I was getting contractions. My contractions progressed really quickly. They were less than 5 minutes apart. And they definitely gradually got worse and worse. I had 2 baths at different occasions. The problem with what my labour went through is that I wasn't seen often enough. I was kind of left by myself, and it was just me and Harry. I didn't have any pain relief really. I wasn't given gas and air until I was 9 centimetres dilated, which wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to just only go with gas and air, but they couldn't offer me that apparently. I ended up having to get diamorphine, which I didn't really want at all. That ended up making me really sleepy, made Erica really sleepy. It was just, by the end of it, it went really slow. By 9 o'clock I was 9 centimetres dilated, which was fine. I progressed really quickly. I had the gas and air, which worked amazingly. I recommend gas and air to anybody. It helped a lot for me, more than the diamorphine did at all. Because I think the diamorphine, it made me sick. It just made me just didn't make me feel myself. It wasn't very nice. But gas and air worked perfectly for me. So then I ended up getting wheeled to delivery, was pushing for 45 minutes, and then the heart rate, Erica's heart rate started to slow down, my contractions started to slow down, so I ended up having to need help with a doctor. This was all really fast. It was all very, we need to get the baby out. It was all kind of very confusing. I was falling asleep between contractions. It was all quite traumatic. I just remember the doctor coming in and said I might have to go through to delivery for a C-section, or forceps, depending on how it would go. He took a sample of her blood to see if she was distressed. It was, that moment in time I was really panicking. I was just on a mission to try and get this baby out, really. So eventually it just ended up being Ventouse, and I ended up having to have an episiotomy. It was horrific. I just remember once Erica was out and everything, it was amazing, like having her in my arms, finding out that she was a girl because we weren't sure what she was. It was just an amazing time. And the last thing I remember is the doctor stitching me up, and I felt like I was a Christmas turkey. And that's not really something you want to remember from having one of the most amazing things happen to you in your life. So those kind of things have kind of stuck, and it's not been really pleasant for me to remember. So my birth and my labour were nothing than what I thought would happen. You know, the hardest part of it was pushing her out. I could have dealt with the contractions, to be honest, because I dealt with them up until I was 9 centimetres, and yeah, it was fine. Yes, it's hard, but you get through it. Your body knows what it's doing, and you just go with it. And I just wish it was a positive experience, but unfortunately it wasn't, and now I'm kind of dealing with things that come with that, which sucks, but you just need to deal with it. Okay, so 6 months down the line, how do I feel? I feel obviously a lot better than what I did like the day after I gave birth. Of course I was, but I was in so much pain after giving birth. I was very swollen. It was very difficult for me for the next, I would say up until 3 weeks postpartum. I definitely didn't feel normal. I struggled to walk, going up and down the stairs, going to the toilet, simple things that you never thought would be an issue, but they were. Things that you had to teach your body to do again, really. How to control your bladder and things like that, your bowels and all that. That is not a nice experience. It wasn't nice, but that's part and parcel of giving birth, I suppose. Everybody's different, but that's how it went for me, and that was tough. It was tough. I'm not normal down there anymore. It's hard to explain, obviously, but obviously where I got my stitches and stuff in my episiotomy, it's numb, but it still can be tender. It's a very odd feeling. It's not pleasant. Things can work normally, but it can be quite uncomfortable at some points. Sometimes around the time of the month it can be really uncomfortable. Weighed down, it's an odd feeling. Body wise, again, I'm not back to my normal self, obviously. I've gained weight since having Erica, which I wanted to go the other way. I have a lot of excess skin, which I have a lot of excess skin on the bottom half of my stomach, which I think is normal for most mums postpartum, but I've definitely, with my abs and stuff, I've really struggled to tighten those back in. I don't know if that's a normal thing. I'm still trying to work on it, but they feel really weak, and every time I work out I feel weak after. So I'm hoping that if I progress to still work out, it does make me stronger, and hopefully it'll tighten up a bit more and be back to more of my normal self. Stretch marks I'm still dealing with. I'm constantly using bio oil and stretch mark cream but they're there now. Obviously I can't get rid of them, they're quite deep stretch marks, so it's quite difficult to get rid of them even using these creams and oils and stuff like that. So all I can do is hopefully once my belly and that goes back to normal, what normal would be for me, if that it makes them smaller and tighter and it doesn't look as bad as what they do now, because I even feel embarrassed to take like my top off to get into bed while Harry's in the room. It makes me feel uncomfortable that I need to cover myself, and that's not how it should be. Hopefully, like I said, once everything goes back to normal, it'll look more like myself again. Anxiety is always something that I've had to deal with throughout my life. Different occasions, different things have happened. I have anxiety relating to food, social anxiety, that kind of thing. It can be difficult sometimes, but I've always managed to have a way of dealing with it. It's been quite difficult the past couple of weeks, mainly because, well, Erica's almost 6 months, so she's getting into a regular routine of having 2 naps a day and sleeping through the night most nights, so I have a lot of time to think, even though I'm trying to do as much as I can, like doing my YouTube videos or doing stuff around the house, cleaning and all that kind of stuff. It's still there, and it's kind of came to the surface regarding what happened to me. I don't think I really thought about it too much after Erica was born. Obviously I did think about it, but I had this new baby and she was the most amazing thing, and I had to look after her. She was my main priority. She still is. I'm having a lot more time to think and have more me time, whereas my me time should be more about me, self-care, being able to read a book or a magazine, like plan a wedding that me and Harry are thinking of having, and just doing like sit on my phone and look through social media, just silly things like that. But I always constantly feel like I'm sitting there and I'm overthinking my anxieties, and it's not fun. And I don't think I really came to terms with what actually went wrong regarding my child, like my labour and delivery. Everybody, like I said, everybody's labour and delivery is so much like their own thing, and it can be different for everybody. People can deal with it better than others. People have more traumatic experiences than others, and personally my story isn't traumatic compared to some people that I've like heard on YouTube. Like I've watched girls that have went through emergency C-sections and all these kind of things, and really heartbreaking situations, and there's me thinking all these, like mine wasn't that bad, which it wasn't, but there's something in the back of my mind going, no, that's triggered something and it's not how it should be in my head. I don't know, it's hard to explain to somebody that's not went through it. Thing that I think it came to terms with, that it being my child, like my labour and delivery, was that I think it was last week, Harry was at work and I was just sitting there. I was like, oh, I'll go and watch the Newborn Born Every Minute episode. So there's me just sitting there, and then I turned on the episode and it was fine. Had a bit of a bubble when one of the ladies said that one of her children had died a couple of weeks after birth, and I was heartbroken. That was absolutely awful. Then there was another woman that kind of had a similar situation where I did, where she had quite an emergency situation where the baby's heartbeat had dropped. Doctor came in and had to explain the situations regarding the forceps and stuff, and it just triggered something in me, and I was bawling, crying, to the point where I almost thought I was having an anxiety attack, and I was like, I had to turn it off because it must have triggered something in my head, not knowing at the time that that's what it might have been. But I was quite shocked and scared almost to think that's what it might have been and what triggered in me. And I've never experienced something like that before. I've had triggers from other things regarding different anxieties, but this just came out of nowhere. And I just sat there and I cried and cried for a good hour, thinking about what happened to me, and that trigger just has happened. I feel stupid to think about that that's what happened, you know, like why did it trigger that on me? Like, why is that an issue now? But obviously it's something that I'm going to have to deal with now that I haven't dealt with in the past since Erica was born. So hopefully that's me recognise it and I can just move on from it. Maybe I needed that wee bit of closure to realise what that was. So we'll see. I'm hoping that's the case, and if anybody else has dealt with something similar like that, please comment down below or contact me on social media, because to talk to somebody that's went through a similar situation would be so. Yeah, I'm going to talk a bit about Channel Mum and why I turned to them really. So like since I had all this anxiety about my birth and all this kind of stuff, I kind of wanted to get away from my thoughts, so I turned to YouTube obviously, because that's what I normally do. So I found these vloggers that were part of Channel Mum and were promoting their website, so I checked it out and they helped me a lot, I have to say. The forums were amazing and it definitely put me at ease and off from my anxieties, and taught me that it's not just me out there that's dealing with these silly anxieties, as I was thinking, thought I was stupid, but knowing that the people had went through similar situations put me at ease and made it easier for me. So yeah, Channel Mum is a most amazing website. If you're pregnant or first time mum, had 5 children, there's a forum out there for you on this website, and you can chat even about, oh, I'm feeling rubbish today, or weaning, or sleep, getting your child to sleep through the night, those kind of issues on these forums, and if there's somebody there that'll message back, because somebody is obviously going through the same situation. You're not alone, there's loads of us out there, and that's why I'm so happy that I can be part of this, because I went through all these situations, and if I can help somebody out there too, like all the other ones have helped me, then that would make me so happy. And I'm so excited to be part of this new adventure. So yes, it's just a recent thing that I've joined Channel Mum as a vlogger. I'll have the links down below for you, and yeah, if it wasn't for Channel Mum and obviously Harry supporting me, then, and everybody else around me, they've gave me 110% support over these past 6 months, and I'm so excited that I can be more involved with Channel Mum and giving them more vlogs of my family and parenting videos. I still find it weird that I'm a parent. Still trying to get, I'm 24, newly engaged, and I have a 6-month-old. It's such an amazing time in my life and our wee family's life that I can't wait to share with you guys, and I hope you want to come on this venture with me. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because it would mean the world to me. And if you want to see me in my next video, please come back, and I'll see you later, guys. Bye.